Hello, everybody, and welcome to my final Strixhaven draft here on the channel. Adventures in the Forgotten Realms is right around the corner, so this is going to be my final Strixhaven draft. If you enjoy it, remember to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe for more. And without further ado, let's dive on in. I have yet to decide whether this is going to be a full try-hard mode draft or a let's just end it on a great note, but hopefully there's going to be a little bit of both in this one. Okay, so Draconic Intervention is a very interesting rare. It's hard to use because it's sometimes difficult to get expensive instants and sorceries into your graveyard, but it does have some nice upside when it works. It only really fits into one deck, which is Prismari Control, which isn't really a particularly great deck a lot of the time, because a lot of the red cards lean towards being aggro, and cutting yourself off from being an aggressive Lorehold deck or an aggressive Prismari deck isn't great this early, so it's less flexible than it looks. And if they do have a dragon, it's disastrous, though. If they have a dragon, you're probably in trouble anyway. I do like Emergent Sequence. That card is quite nice. Good ramp for the Quandrix deck. So I think I like that better than Draconic Intervention. I'm not a huge fan of the Remorse. In the commons, I think the best common here is Study Break, but Emergent Sequence is enough better that I'm willing to take that here over the Study Break. I don't really view this as fixing as much, because you don't really want to get your splash source with this, because then if they kill it, you can't ever cast your splashed cards a lot of the time, but Emergent Sequence is a fine place to start, and I guess we're being put to the test right away. Is this going to be ending the format in style, or are we going to be going for something more try-hardy, like second picking a Frost Trickster? And obviously, I mean, we're going to end in style. I've never gotten to play with this card. I was actually thinking about it the other day because I was upgrading my tier list for Strixhaven, and I was like, now that I've done like a bunch of drafts, and I was like, wow, I never saw it yet, Jadzi. I never got to play with Jadzi. But, you know, now is my chance. Let's go. If I wasn't taking Jadzi or Yahtzee, 5 sixes. Introduction is pretty solid just to get a copy of that early. Eureka Moment's good. Frost Trickster's solid, but Eureka Moment might even just be better because good card advantage, and blue-green doesn't really care about tempo as much. Arcane Subtraction is solid, but we're just taking Yahtzee. Gonna try to get that sweet blue-green ramp going. Okay. And now that we kind of have our game plan, I do like Elemental Summoning. It's nice to have access to this sort of card if you are going to be going for those learn cards. But I think getting Scurrid Colony is more important. It's a 2-drop that scales into the late game, which I always find very useful. And Reach is nice because sometimes the Quandrix decks struggle to have removal for flyers, and just being Reach just means you can trade with flyers. We've seen a lot of Arcane Subtractions, which I like. I'm trying to play this Yahtzee, so getting into blue-green would be nice. There's Hunt for Specimens, which is a pretty solid card, though I would rather be a blue-green deck than a black-green deck. Arcane is okay. I think Elemental Summoning would honestly be my second pick out of the pack, and then maybe I would speculate on Hunt. We'll get the Scurrid Colony. Nice little sound effect there. That was a bad impression of a squirrel. Forgive me. Rushed Rebirth. Lesser mana value. So, I don't think this card's very good. I was just highlighting it so people could read it. I already knew what it did, of course. The gist of it, at least. Your creature dies, you get a different one. Not a card I'm going to take here. There is Professor of Zoomancy, which I like as a way to help me survive until Yahtzee can come back. I also like Fractal Summoning. Having access to one of these is pretty nice. And then Serpentine Curve is another good card, though. I only have one sorcery so far, but it's definitely going to be good. I think I like Professor of Zoomancy because it helps me survive until I get to the late game. You only really ever need one Fractal Summoning or one Elemental Summoning, and I think I can hopefully get one of these later. Zoomancy is just going to be a great 4-drop. Every time I play it, I just have this nice safe feeling that I'm going to be alive for a little bit, and that's kind of what I want. Also, getting deeper into green is nice in case I do audible into black-green, which could happen. I feel like every time I take a deep breath, there's an expectation that I'm going to be like disappointed, like, sigh. I don't love Biomathematician in these decks. It is a fine defensive body, so I'm not like opposed to playing it, but I don't generally prioritize it. Ever since I was watching a Seth Manfield stream, and he was like, Biomathematician just isn't a great card. And I was like, oh, well, Seth Manfield seems to know what he's talking about, and I tried not playing it as highly, and it worked out, so I took a tip, and then I tested it myself. Reflective Golem is nice if you have some combat tricks. Creative Outburst, not really in the market to splash a double red card. There's not really any black cards that I want. I think it's between the Mathematician, the Golem, and the Prophecy. I like Biomathematician. I think Prophecy's also solid. I'm going to take the Prophecy. Just get my first lesson, lock it up. Should work out solidly enough. The reason I didn't want to take the Biomathematician is I can probably get that sort of effect later. And now I can take Springmane Serpent. I'm not a huge fan of the boots. Inkling Summoning pretty late here. I could also take Prismari Campus and potentially splash red. That's definitely something you do in these decks sometimes. I also don't have to be blue. I could just be black-green, in which case Inkling Summoning would be fine. Though I really don't want to end the format with a black-green deck. That's just not as fun, but probably a higher upside to take this in case I open up some like crazy card like Belladros or something. Than to take like just Campus. And Springmane Serpent's like okay, but it's just like very replaceable. Okie doke. We get a Frost Trickster pretty late here. It's not like perfect fit in this format, but it's still a solid card. Helps with the flyer problem I mentioned earlier. I do like Letter of Acceptance sometimes as well, but we're just going to take the Trickster. Adventurous Impulse is also solid with Yahtzee. Cheap card to trigger that Magecraft. And now we get an Elemental Summoning versus a Curate. I like getting the Summoning. Just nice to have some lesson access. I do like Curate, though. I would play a copy, but get that lesson into the board. And now we get the Biomathematician. Just helps speed road blocking. So, nice. There is also a letter, but I don't really need more like a letter if I'm not splashing. Typically, I think Access Tunnel is okay, but it's not really a Quandrix card. Honor Troll isn't really a Quandrix card either, but there are sometimes situations where you want it. Like if you have Overgrown Battlement or Rampart or whatever it's called the 0/4 that can tap to gain a life, that can sometimes be worth it. And I think I'm going to probably be fine on closing the game out. And we'll get the Containment Breach just in case I need it. I don't have any Learn cards at the moment, but a robust lesson board is always nice. We'll take Duress. Or I could take this in case I audible into black, green, splash, white. Let's do it. Ooh, the Golem came back. Disrespectfully late. I have a soft spot for Make Your Mark. I think a card's better than people give it credit for. Currently not playing the Golem, but I could see myself playing it. So 6 cards, including this Yahtzee. I don't feel like I missed out on much. I did get some nice lessons late, and I don't feel like I really saw a ton of powerful cards not in my color. Well, that would have been nice to open if I was in a black deck, because Poet's Quill is a absolute house of a card. Very strong. I could get a Witherbloom Campus and splash it. So that's a consideration. I'll hover it for now, because this card is really good. It's not as good on the splash, because you want to be able to play it and equip in the same turn a lot of the time. But I think it's still worth playing. I have splashed it before, and it was like awkward, but still good, so it does get a little bit of a knock, though. Serpentine Curve. Not as good in my deck, with only 1 sorcery at the moment. Big play. This is just not a great pack outside of this Poet's Quill. Like, I'm not going to first pick a Letter of Acceptance when that could very easily wheel. So we'll take this and then try to splash black if we can. Boom, boom, boom. Taking Time Warp. I do like Time Warp a lot. I think it's worth taking over Bury-in Books, even though Bury is quite good. I just have had good experiences with this card. If you have a board state, it's good. If you have something like, if you need to like, basically if you have ways to spend the extra mana or take advantage of an extra turn, it's good. If you rather than just like draw an extra card, it can also be like pseudo ramp, things like that, because you can make an extra land drop. I do like Bury a lot though. I'm just gonna take Time Warp though. It's also, this is one of those fun versus functional. This card's very fun when you're doing cool things with it. Might even wheel this Biomathematician. I do like Bury though. Okay. Needlethorn Drake is a great defensive body. Teach by Example is definitely a card that goes up in my estimation when I have Time Warp, because getting 2 turns is usually game winning. I do like Fortifying Draft as well. Maybe we can get a letter back. I'm just going to take the 2-drop. My deck is a little bit light on 2-drops, and you really don't want to die early with these decks. Very impressed with the little needles. Ooh, this is a tough pick. This is a tough pick. I love me a Quandrix Pledge Mage, but in this deck, with only 2 sorceries, it's actually not that great. And my deck always loves a Scurrid Colony. And Field Trip is great with all these lessons I have. I've got 1, 2, kind of 3. And then this card I'm not going to take over some powerful cards. So I have to decide, do I want Quandrix Pledge Mage? Probably not. I'm a more defensive deck that's going to try to win with Yahtzee, hopefully. Though I do love this card. So that leaves Scurrid Colony versus Field Trip. I think I'm going to take Field Trip because I do want some ramp and some learn. And I don't currently have that. And I do already have 3 2-drops. So we're going to do this and hope it works out. Zemon! Let's do it. I like Flunk a lot too. Flunk is good. But I don't currently have the ability to splash the black card that I already have. So I think I'm just going to take the Zemon. Gives me another like good mana sink to help me win the late game. And potentially ramp early if I play 18 lands. I do like the anatomy, but I don't currently have a lot of lessons. I also like Flunk, because if I'm splashing black for the Poet's Quill, I will want to splash this Flunk too, but I'm just going to take Zemon. Zemon's a really fun card as well. Oh, Barry, get into my deck. Ooh, actually, Sciences would really let me splash black for this Poet's Quill, like 100%. I don't currently have a lot of learn. I currently only have 1 lesson. Oh, I really just want the Barry. Oh gosh, we're just going to take Barry. We can just play straight blue-green to close it out. Wow. Yeah, that decision is looking pretty good right now. Getting a pick 7 Quandrix Cultivator, sign me up. I do like Decisive Denial too. Nice interaction, but we're just going to get the ramp attached to a good creature. And then we get our good friend, the Fractal Summoning. I said we only needed 1 copy of this when I was taking, I think, Professor of Zoomancy over it. And I think that's going to pan out. So happy to get that. I wonder if Letter of Acceptance would have been better if instead of sacrifice it to draw a card, it was sacrifice to learn. That might make more sense because you like get the letter and then when you open it, you go to school to learn because you've accepted the letter. That might have been a slightly better design. Just a thought. I'm going to take the letter in case I do want to splash black. Okay, now I'm going to take Arcane Subtraction. It's a good combo with Needlethorn Drake. Also just gains me access to my learn cards. Wormhole Serpent has done good work for me in the past, but I already have some nice expensive cards like Yahtzee, and then the Zemon is an activation, and I just like getting this. And I already have a couple 3-drops, so the Mathematician is less important. Ooh, and then I get the Campus. Nice. I might splash black after all, even without a copy of my good friend, the Environmental Sciences. I'm going to just take Scurrid Colony. You can really never have too many of the 2-drops. I do like the Campus, but getting that. I don't love the Amplimancer as much. It's an okay 2-drop, but it doesn't scale the same way as Squirrel automatically. Ooh, Biomathematician last pick. That's a good sign, good sign. Oh, man, what a pack. What a pack, what a pack. So, I can splash black for this Poet's Quill off of Letter of Acceptance, Witherbloom Campus, and like a single swamp. And if I have Cultivate, that's even easier. And Cultivate just ramps me for anything else I want to do. So I think Cultivate's good. There's also Retriever Phoenix, which is really good, but splashing red is tough. And then there's an Environmental Sciences, which I like, but I don't have as many learn cards. I have a couple, so Cultivate's nice. I like Field Trip as well. I don't take Cultivate because it helps me get my black source. And now I probably am going to splash. Well, there's also always the option to get an Environmental Sciences, but we're just going to take Mortality Spear. Now that we're splashing black, getting a great removal spell is excellent. We already have a Zemon. It might even wheel. So let's put this Letter of Acceptance in and put the Poet's Quill in as well. And the Witherbloom Campus. And that'll give us 3 black sources, which is all we need to splash. And we'll get the Mortality Spear in there. Ooh, and now a Leyline Invocation. I like it. There's also Opt. But I like just having some big creatures. Like, I do lack top end, which is kind of annoying, but Scurrid Colony turns into a threat in the late game, and I'll be fine, I think. but I like this more than Opt. So we're going to splash black. We have 1 black source, 2 black sources, 3 black sources. Ooh. Interesting pack here. There is a Needlethorn Drake, but I already have enough 2-drops, I think. This is why taking 2-drops early is nice, because I have 5 2-drops that I can play on turn 2 and be pretty happy with it. So now is where I can take the Eureka moment and really profit from my earlier discipline. So let's go. There's also Pest Summoning, but I'm just going to take the Eureka moment. Love to see it. Ooh, okay, so how good is Serpentine Curve? Now I have 4 instants and 5 sorceries, plus whatever lessons I get. There's also Karok Wrangler, which doesn't work as good in my deck. I only have 1 cheap instant to cast. So I think Serpentine Curve probably makes more sense as a card to take here. Karok Wrangler is a card that isn't as good as it looks, though it is still sweet. We'll just get the Curve, though. And Curve works good with Biomathematician. Ooh, Leyline Invocation, let's go. I'll take that. More top end is nice here. Okay, so now this is 23 spell. It's in the land, which is nice. The Biomathematicians actually work well with the Serpentine Curve and the Leyline Invocations. And this Fractal Summoning, so that can definitely be relevant. I don't have any synergies with this Reflective Golem, other than casting Arcane Subtraction on it, which isn't a super good plan. I could either take Start from scratch and potentially cast it off of a Letter of Acceptance, or just take another Biomathematician. What would I cut for the Biomathematician, though? I don't think I have any card worth than Biomathematician. So I guess I take Start from scratch on the, like, 2% chance that I ever need it. I already have a Containment Breach. Not going to need Archivist. I'll just take the Prismari Campus. So maybe I can play Start from scratch easier as well. Wow. Quandrix Pledge Mage coming back is nice. My deck actually can probably use that now, because now I have 7 sorceries and 4 instants. So that might be better. Or I could just take the Arcane Subtraction. Maybe pick up another Needlethorn Drake and have some nice synergy there. I only have a couple of Learn spells. I love Quandrix Pledge Mage. We'll end the format with that guy. Getting another Zimone. Maybe I'll play the second one. Ooh, another Needlethorn. So the Arcane Subtraction might have worked out better. We'll have to see. Pledge Mage felt a little bit greedy, I must say. I got the Mathematician. I can always just shave Mathematicians. Shave Frost Trickster. Access Tunnel's a card that went up for me for sure. So we got the 4 Biomathematicians, which is kind of funny, especially because I just, like, I'm probably not going to play a lot of them. Okay. So we're going to splash black. And we're not going to splash red. So I'm not going to bother playing that. I'm not going to play the Archway Commons either. Let's just add lands like this for now. Okay. So 17 lands makes sense with all of the ramp that we have. We have, how many learn cards? We have 1 learn card, 2 learn cards, 3 learn cards. Pretty reasonable. Instants and sorceries. 7 sorceries, 4 instants. So a lot of instants and sorceries. Definitely going to be shaving some Biomathematicians. Do I just want to shave all of them is the question. I could shave Frost Trickster as well. Not the greatest defensive body. I could also cut a Zimone. That's easier to get onto the battlefield than Biomathematician. And I love Quandrix Pledge Mage. I have 11 instants and sorceries. It's going to grow. It's going to be a threat. I have a lot of 2-drops here. And I might even want to play 18 lands. But I don't think I need to with these Cultivate and this Field Trip and stuff. Second Zimone could be a little bit questionable. We'll try it like this for starters, though. Get the little the little scientist rolling. Get the Yahtzee going. We have a lot of ramp to get the Yahtzee out there and to get the Simone rolling. Let's see our colors. 16, 12. I think we're going to want to go for an 8-8 split. We're going to want an extra island here. We do have a lot of green 2-drops, but we also have a couple needle thorns and blue early for those. So I like that. And we are going to run the deck like this. It looks really sweet and a great way to end the format. And I'll see you folks in the matches. Before I get to the matches, I want to give a huge shout out to all of the patrons who support my work at patreon.com/NicolaiBolas, and special shout out to those at the credits level. Now is a great time to join the Patreon, with Adventures in the Forgotten Realms right around the corner, because the Patreon is where you will find my card-by-card grade spreadsheet for the format, also known as a tier list. So if that's something that interests you and supporting my content is something that interests you, then the Patreon is a great intersection of those things. And there's also a host of other cool rewards on the Patreon as well. I truly appreciate everyone who supports my videos on the Patreon. Thanks for helping the channel continue to grow and thrive, and let me upgrade my equipment with microphones and cameras and things like that. It really does make a big difference, and I appreciate you. Without further ado, let's get to the matches. Welcome to round 1. Weird hand. We're going to keep it, though. The Poet's Quill is not going to be castable for a little bit. And I'm just taking one last chance to revel in the Strixhaven lands. I love this island artwork, but I often use like fancy lands, so we're just looking at these beautiful Strixhaven lands. Come at me, conspiracy theorist. I'm ready. I could have played Needlethorn Drake. That was a consideration for sure. If they have Enthusiastic Study, it doesn't work out as well for me as playing Needlethorn would have. No attacks. Okay. Let's go. So it looks like they might have a combat trick. We actually are going to get our swamp with our thing. They can kill the swamp, but we still have 2 backup sources, which is the difference there. Because if they kill this, I can still, like, find a source, like my Witherbloom Campus or my Letter of Acceptance to cast this Poet's Quill. What would they possibly have on turn 3 that they wouldn't do anything? Oh, okay. No, I can't quite cast it. Okay, so I can do this, and then greed for a land. I think I'm going to do that. Cast this Quill. No! He whiffs. He whiffs. But it's okay. I can cast Leyland Invocation next turn, maybe. Ah! They're living the dream. They're living the dream. Oh, gosh. Let's see what we can get here. Okay, I suspect that things are going to start going south for me relatively soon. Let's just get this guy. I'm not super afraid of a bunch of 4/4s because I'm going to have creatures that are way bigger than them. 4/2s, I mean. Like this will be big. And I can start equipping. These will be 4/4s soon enough, hopefully. Ah! That's not good. That is terrifying. Sure. I'm not gonna block. Oh, that is a combo. Oh no. And they get a 5/3 every time because the creature tokens get bigger. Well, I certainly regret my learning choices. Did I don't think I did that last turn, did I? Maybe I did. No, they just played the dramatic finale. Okay, I'm not just... Because I have a containment breach. Yeah, I can't block. They just get like another couple massive things. This Poet's Quill could do some work. We'll have to see. That's no bueno. So I can equip to this. Attack for 2 lifelink. Or I can do this and equip to my 6/6. I kind of want to get the Simone down, so I'm going to play Simone, Needlethorn Drake, and equip. Because this way I can start drawing cards with Simone to try and find a way to get rid of this dramatic finale. Oh, it's so tough. The Quintorius giving them +1/+0 is also a nightmare. It's like, actually, I don't give the spirits. I won't give the inklings. So once these things are 4/4s, I'll be able to hold them down. Hold me back! Oh, beautiful, beautiful. This could be very handy later. We're just going to draw a card now to try and find a land. Or an arcane subtraction or something. Beautiful. 5, 6, 7. I have 7 lands in play. I'm going to do this now. Get a 4/4 out there. I could potentially play a land and do double Alpha Strike. Ah! Okay. That could be a problem. Especially with this Professor. So drawing a land would be nice here. Nice. Okay. He's drawn the land. Step 1. Step 2 is to draw 2 cards, I think. I don't think I want to go for the Time Warp just yet. I have the mana to cast it anyway, so I have time to decide. Okay. So now I cast the Time Warp, because then I can get rid of this thing. Oh, Jadzi. Okay, I can do that soon, but not yet. Okay, that's a game changer. They don't have any great blocks here. This just keeps me safe from random junk. Because then I can equip the Poet's Quill to one of my 4/4s. Patience was rewarded, it would seem. Sure. I'm just trying to gain 7 life here. I can cast Yahtzee next turn, or I can just cast a massive Leyland Invocation, which I also like. I knew Poet's Quill would be worth splashing. This is having Death Touch is really a nice effect here. What? Oh my gosh, that's actually so good for them. Oh, so they get a counter on all their creatures. So I can cast Yahtzee. Or I can just cast a 9/9. I mean a 10/10. I like the 10/10 plan. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think we're just gonna draw 2 cards first to see what we do. Okay, we are in fine shape here. We can just gain so much life. Yep. That's kind of annoying because they can get some value with that. But we have Yahtzee to get us value. Oh, are you kidding me? It's Expel. That's not a good card for us to see. Oh, man. Of course that was on top. We don't even get to hit with our big guy. That's still not a good attack for them. I don't have to block with the Needle Thorn. I can just do this. Still get to trade a 4/4 for a 5/5. Them blocking with this is a little bit annoying, but I just can kill whatever the other thing they block with is. And Yahtzee can bounce themselves back to my hand, so they are safe. Yahtzee! Let's go! I'm so happy. I've got Yahtzee on the battlefield. Mission accomplished. And Expel's actually good because they can't activate Biblioplex as long as they don't have a tap creature. I guess they can get rid of my swamp. Sure. I'm at my 10/10. I'm ready. Wow, and I just get the land automatically. And they can't expel it now, which is nice. We all know how critical that extra 1 point is going to be. 6 cards in library. There's no chance I deck here. Especially with a 10-10 and a massive guy coming. Yes! Boom! Got the win. That's satisfying. You love to see it. If you're wondering why I'm in silver, it's because the season reset today. I know there's always people that are asking. Sometimes I like to leave it a mystery, like, what possibly could have happened? There's always a wild theory that I have a second account here or something, but I figured I would just explain it as simply as I could. Because I'm that kind of guy. An explainer of things. They call me the Illuminator. The Illuminator of things. I was trying to think of something catchy. But not, like, too catchy. Ooh, nice hand here. Again, missing the black source, but we have a lot of sources, as I alluded to earlier. And we have the Scurrid into the Quandrix Cultivator. Okay. This is a good blocker for that guy. I am willing to trade 2 damage for 1 damage here, because I can assemble a beatdown draw of 3-4 into 6-6, which could be difficult for them to overcome. So I can trade 2 damage for 1 damage to get a little bit of an edge. Potentially make their aggressive deck play defensively. Obi-Wan. Now that is not something I have seen for a long time. Wow. They have this thing on limited resources with the award for when my opponent... Oh, oops. I forgot that gave vigilance. Yes! He bluffs it! I was so thrown by them playing the Expanded Anatomy in the main deck that I was just like... Oh my gosh. Absolutely floored. Wow. Wrecked. Okie-doke. Well, what do I do here? I need to find something. I need to find a black source. I'm not gonna just wait on that because I can. And this way they might still think I have a combat trick. Eh. Well, this is actually a problem. These two guys are kind of scary. I need a black source, but we've kind of got everything is gummed up for now. And I have a good answer in Burying Books if I can find that. Wow, I just suicided my Scurrid call. It is only right that I almost lose to just main decking a lesson card that I've literally never seen main decked, and then just like suiciding. Kamikaze Scurrid Colony, getting in that 2 damage. Watch it be incredibly relevant. Oh gosh. Okay. Well, there's a card. Should have done that post-combat, but you know. Not going to give him a chance to have Beaming Defiance up. I'm 1 land away from getting this guy online and playing an 8/8. I can always sack this for another card if I need to. Okay. I'm just going to play a 7/7. Because it's lethal here. I should have played it post-combat. But, you know, when they have 1 mana up and can't possibly have anything, I guess I could have Path to Exile. Not Path. Swords to Plowshares. Mystical Archives are kind of fun. Ah, the Trudge comes into play tapped. Ah, the second main. Oh gosh. I'm calculating the odds of someone in the comment section saying, "Why do my opponents never do things like this?" It's just the way that bronze works sometimes. But, you know. It's everyone starts somewhere. Hope they're having fun. I'm having fun. I don't want to take away. I don't want to rain on anybody's parade. I'm sure they'll improve if they stick to it. Keep at it. It's not intuitive sometimes. It takes practice. So, good on them for experimenting, trying cards out. You love to see it. Honestly, it's just so nice to see so many people playing. Like, these Q timers are just firing and firing, firing, because people are playing, they're having fun, they're enjoying the set. And I'm enjoying the cards. I played with a lot of them, and I'm still getting to play with cards for the first time. Never gotten to play with Yahtzee before. Or as I like to call it, Yahtzee. Because, you know, I don't know, Yahtzee's a cool game. Okay, this is tough. Because I can't actually cast anything if I don't draw an island. So I'm actually going to mulligan this. I think my deck is good enough to warrant it. And this is a good hand. And obviously just going to ditch the Yahtzee because it's so expensive. Even though I have a lot of mana. I would rather have the mana than an expensive card. And I'm going to shuffle it back in, so. So next turn I can go Cultivate into Zimone. Going to get 2 islands. Actually, I'm going to get an island and a swamp. Because this way I can play and activate my Poet's Quill in the same turn. And I'm going to put the swamp onto the battlefield. Okay, I miscalculated being able to play Zimone that turn, but I do not regret my sequencing at all. I guess still think... Actually, I do regret tapping this island now, but... Yeah, because I might take a damage now. I don't know why I thought I would have an extra mana. Weird. I think it's because I forgot that I had that I couldn't make 2 land drops or some weird thing like that. Let's just keep ramping. It only makes my landland invocation bigger. And we will get a fractal summoning. And we will attack. So really, we baited them into attacking us for 1 and us getting to attack back for 2, so joke's on them. Also, look how much mana we have. Ledge Mage. That's a good combo with Dina. So we have 7 lands. So we can play this as a 5/5. I like that. Because I can straight up trade with the Pledge Mage. And I just like having this as big as possible also. Ah, the Servant. Okay. Don't really care about either of those cards. Should have done this after combat. I mean, at a different time. Getting in for 5 is nice, though. I have some good double block potential for the Witherbloom Pledge Mage if they want to attack. His invocation's going to be big as an 8/8. Sure. And now Zimone is a real problem. I'm just going to be able to draw 2 extra cards a turn. Just going to draw 2. I know it means I can't play this invocation. Just keep swimming. I really want to get rid of this Pledge Mage. But I'm fine just cleaning up the board a little bit as well. Sure. Maybe we're going to have that eventually. I'm glad they're using it now instead of later. Because I'm going to have like a 12/12 soon. I'm also fine trading essentially what amounts to 1 for 1. Because if I keep making 1 for 1 trades, I'm going to pull ahead because my Zimone is drawing me 2 extra cards a turn. Sure. Sure. And I can find my Poet's Quill and stuff like that. Perfect. I think this is sizable enough. And next turn we can play Poet's Quill and Equip. That's why we got that Swamp. They can use Dina to stop me from gaining life with it. But I can then start re-equipping it to my defensive creatures as well. I just have so much more mana than they do. Like, I'm just doing so much more stuff every turn. I have 11 lands and they have 5 plus this. Just twice as much mana. And just as many cards because of Zimone. I can actually play this Inkling Summoning next turn. I kind of like it. As a flyer. Just gonna get this though. That's a good card. So they're holding up this activation. I assume they're going to sack some stuff to Dina. I could have equipped it to the Zoomancy guy to make things tougher on them. But I'm at 14, so I'm feeling pretty safe. Wow, they didn't stop me from gaining life. Now that is a difference between someone at this level and someone that would be at like a higher level, is they would have definitely stopped me from gaining 12. And now I can just keep my hand. I'm just going to be attacking them every turn with as many creatures as I can while drawing cards with Zimone, so I can rebuild in case they have a Wrath. Though I think the Wrath they would have is Deadly Vanity, which they can't cast anyway for a while. Or I guess they could have Crux of Fate. Whew. My turn. We'll just make blocks harder for them. Attack with 2 massive creatures. If they block with the Pledge Mage, it opens up a lot of my other attacks, so we'll do that. Nice. Time Warp is super good. You love to see it. Dang it, I lose a life. Yes, we got the win. Hooray! I'm glad that we get to end. That I get to end Strixhaven with this deck because I'm just having a lot of fun playing it. Quandrix has always had a sweet spot for me because it's just a lot of fun to play, and just some of the cool things this deck gets to do, like have like 1,000 lands in play because of all that ramp. Play Yahtzee. I know it's not pronounced Yahtzee, by the way. Look at how fast that Q timer is. Even with a week left to go in the format, people are still jamming. You love to see it. You love to see it. The Killian Avatar is a little worrisome, but this hand is good against that. Double Needlethorn to defend me if they are playing that Silver Quill madness. Silver Quill's a good deck. They are playing Silver Quill. I read them like a Valentine. Nope, they're playing not Silver Quill. So if I don't draw a land, I'm definitely just going to emerge in sequence here. Get a island. They could kill that. I'm hoping they don't because I want to play Cultivate next turn. Don't kill it, my friend. Don't go breaking my heart. Emergent sequence tried. Yes! Forest. And swamp. Just put the swamp. And then next turn I can play double Needlethorn to protect me. Help me, Needlethorn Kenobi. You're my only hope. Or Needlethorn plus Scurried or something. I really want to hit a land drop, but, you know, if I'm not hitting a land, I'm hitting a spell, and spells are good too. Cultivate was pretty good for me. Okay, I take 4. This is a case where I'm fine using my life total as a resource because Needlethorn Drakes are going to keep me safe after this beginning. Ooh, nobody knows, nobody knows. When I was down, you gave me my... Huh. Whoa, wowza. Just play double Needlethorn. I can't believe they went for big play there. I wonder what that means about their hand. Maybe they have a protection spell for Honor Troll. They were stuck on lands, so maybe they just wanted to end the game quickly. I'll trade my Drakes. Okay. Or maybe I'll double block here. They'll go for something and I'll bury them in books. So we trade, we play Time Warp. Get another attack. I waited, I did it too soon. The premature. I wanted to try to just hit him for 8 because I figured they might not block the first time because then they can attack me back. Yeah, I got impatient with the Time Warp. Though, to be fair, drawing through my deck a little bit more was nice. Trading 4 damage for 3 damage. Okay. Uh-oh. I might have gotten too greedy with my attack, and now I'm gonna die. Also, should have played this untapped land just so I could cast Burying Books if they did have a fight spell or something. Okay, we can do this, I believe. Low life total, but I've got this Zimone rolling. Got a ton of land. I don't think I have any life gain, unfortunately, but I don't really need it. Oh, please attack me. There we go. I guess I do have life gain. And this thing can get something better. Boom, that's all the life gain I needed. Huge, huge swing there. And now this thing can get my fractal summoning. Whew, game changer. What a draw. Poet's Quill is so good. Definitely worth the decision to splash that one. And double, getting one 2 black sources was huge, so I could cast it and equip it immediately. Grow the Quandrix guy. Try to gain some life. And then I can either re-equip to the 12/12 or just hold up the subtraction. Okay, I like holding up subtraction, I guess. Just against the unexpected. This keeps this guy big enough to attack. That's why I didn't move it over, and I have enough life. So I have to keep pressuring their life total. Let's double check that I'm still in frame here on the camera. I am. You'll love to see it. A little bit of behind the scenes action for those of you watching all the way till the middle point of this video. But I did want to make sure I was still in the frame so you can see my face and stuff. It's more fun. It feels more like we're hanging out. At least that's how I feel about it. I don't know how everyone else thinks about it. Let's thin our deck before we draw cards. We're running low on extra lands to go get. Should have done that earlier so I could do an extra damage with this guy. Yep, that's not going to cut it, buddy. So these are some big fractals. Big ol' fractal. This is overkill, I will admit. But I want as many big fractals as possible. And it's kind of exciting. Ooh, this was kind of close. We almost got beat down early on, but stabilized. Poet's Quill is not really fair there. He can kill my Zimone. The moral victory. Let's see if they go for it. It's a real judge of character. Ooh, they had mercy on Zimone. Well, it was close. -38. The kill, I didn't bother doing the math because the math was clearly in my favor. Woohoo! Another win for the good guys. I have a friend who, whenever we play pickup basketball, he says good guys and bad guys. And I've never been on his team somehow, so he always says bad guys when he's talking about my team. And I'm always like, no, I want to be on the good guys. We'd be such good teammates. But, you know, sometimes it doesn't work out that way. Ooh, you love to see it. Poet's Quill. It is more mighty than the sword. I know I'm not the only one who sees this card and they think of that Harry Potter thing where he, like, writes, I cannot tell a lie, I cannot tell a lie, or whatever that thing he ends up writing is. Gonna get that, because my next turn is letter, then I'm gonna play this, and then I can play, like, yeah, it'll line up well, I think. Wow, that is... Playing the Naked Frost Trickster, I say. And then I can, like, attack them and then time warp attack them again and gain even more life, hopefully. If you gotta negate, you gotta negate. I'm ready for it. I wouldn't be happy about it, but I'm ready for it. Or a heated debate or whatever you got. What they got. Nothing. Maybe they'd have a heated debate and they're waiting for me to equip. Or they were waiting to play their Hall of Oracles. So they probably don't have heated debate. What could they possibly have, though? I'm certainly confused. They could have Expel. Or Burying Books. I am lost. Are they just trying to get a counter with their Expel? But that might not be worth the 5 life trade-off. I don't know. So now they're holding back. Which makes me think they have something. I kind of want to have Yahtzee in play. I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So next turn I can play Yahtzee. And have a backup land to discard to protect it. And then I can time warp with Yahtzee in play. I could have cast Journey to the Oracle. That would have been pretty good. I'm confused. Well, I do not know what that was. That was bizarre. Yahtzee getting him good. Maybe they have a board sweeper or something. I'm going to attack now. Do they have this Burying Books if they have like Enthusiastic Study or something? Hmm. Well, I got the value that I wanted, and them drawing this is really nice for me to know. That's why combat tricks on defense are a lot worse. If they have another enthusiastic study, that's okay with me. Maybe they just forgot I had reach. Okay. That's fine. This is a really good combo. Now Zimone has functional haste. And I get to hit them for 10. They might get rid of this Poet's Quill. And I can always sack this to draw a card. Mm-hmm. Let's do it like that. They could have a board sweeper, and then I would regret not using my Zimone, but I still have a Scry land. Getting a 12/12 into play is just so big. Yahtzee's my backup plan now. After blowing out this creative outburst, I just gonna use it as a backup plan. Aye, no. Well, that's a good draw. They have an answer for this. Expel or something. Bury makes sense. And then I'll hold. I can either scry or I can activate this to get a card that I can discard to Yahtzee. I guess playing this would have worked out a little better. Oh, it's a good card to hit. Sure. And I can even give this pseudo vigilance. Alpha Strike. They kill this. We'll block my two biggest guys. That'd be a weird block. What do they have? Got him! Wow, the Yahtzee stopping the creative outburst was like one of the more savage on-the-board blowouts that I have performed in this format. Probably the most. Just like, I play my 8-drop, they try to kill it with their 7-drop. I return it to my hand. Easy peasy. Get the value. The stretch. They call me Spider-Man because I have the flexibility of a spider. That doesn't make any sense. Ooh, oh, yes, all the colors of the rainbow. This is going to be a good game, I can already tell. I'm going to get the emergent sequence into Eureka Moment and just ramp up a storm. I'm ramping, they see me ramping. I'm so proud of that one mulligan that I made. I don't think I would have made it in the past, where I was like, you know, this hand is good, but I could probably... I'm going to get a forest here. And the reason I'm going to get a forest is because this way they're less likely to kill it. Because they're like, oh, it's just his main colors. Get this ramp on. Don't need to walk into a counterspell just yet. Then, if you control 8 or more lands, I can discard a card to return Journey of the Oracle to its owner's hand. So I have 1, 5. I do have that. So I can use this. I can then put the 2 lands into play. Discard Letter of Acceptance to return the Yahtzee. It's probably not worth it. It's cute, though. Next turn I can make a 6/6 fractal. Then I can play Yahtzee. This deck is really good. Yahtzee is also the perfect card for a final draft because you can kind of see Strixhaven fading away into the sunset behind Yahtzee's shoulders. It's like, I am the gatekeeper, follow me. Oh my gosh, what? What? I am confused. They know I have this. Don't question it, I guess. Maybe they have another one? But all it takes is a hit of the magic quill. Your problems will soon be done. Maybe they just didn't think it through. They might have just had... That's one of the things. Being patient with removal is or when not to be patient is a big... Okay. Okay. So I'm not going to go for Yahtzee because that would be crazy. It's just too risky. I need to gain some life so I don't just die to another combat trick. And then I get this thing set up. And then next turn I play Yahtzee. And I hope to bury in books or trade off my Needlethorn. Wait, can I do that from the graveyard? Is Yahtzee's... No, you can't activate that ability from the graveyard. That would be silly. Okay. Don't be silly. But it is relatively safe now that it's on the battlefield. And I have this burying books for if they have a big token, like a Leyline Invocation. Got him. The ability. Yahtzee is just plain dodgeball here. It's like, oh, dodging a creative outburst. Oh, dodging a devouring tendrils. Whoo! Jumping over something with my levitation skills. Yahtzee refuses to die, just like I refuse to lose, because I've got the will to win. I'm a competitor. I'm a fighter. With a hop, skip, and a jump, Yahtzee's here. Bum-ba-da-bum. I remember I was reading a book one time. Storytime lane here. It was called Fablehaven, and there was a character in the book that played Yahtzee. And there was a description of a Yahtzee game they played, and I was just thinking back on it. The fact that I was reading a description of a game of Yahtzee is so funny to me. Like, oh, yeah, obviously that's how Yahtzee goes. Let's get this attack in. I really want to save this for if they have a Leyline Invocation. Because this thing holds that guy back pretty well. Not that this can't block a Leyline Invocation token. Oh, well, don't mind if I do. That was bad. I should have got an island so I could recast it. That's where patience gets rewarded. Ooh, and they shuffle away their 4/4. Ouch. Tough luck, buddy. Another victory! Oh, I'm on top of the world. I'm on top of the world, just like Yahtzee's on top of that waterfall. They call me the king of Yahtzee. Phew, Yahtzee. Yeah. Should make a Magic the Gathering song about Yahtzee the Oracle. Somebody once told me that Yahtzee's gonna foretell me. No, somebody once foretell me. Somebody once told me immediately makes me think of foretell, so I would think of call time immediately. Somebody foretold me Tybalt is gonna wreck me. He's put the god Valky in a pillar. He was looking kind of... I'd need more thought to it. But you can kind of just fit it in. He was looking kind of dumb with no parka, in no sun, 'cause the cold of the snow was around him. Well, the snow started coming and it didn't stop coming. Svella made a pillar and I kept running. This is a great hand. This could be my final hand of the format. And I'm okay with that. Look at us go. All our colors. Turn 2. Arcane Subtraction. We're playing against... Oh, yes. Take that, you sick, arrogant poet. This is all you deserve. Getting Scurrid colonied. Time to focus up. No more songs about call time. This isn't call time. Oh, no! Oh, they get to see my god tier hand. Oh my gosh. What are they going to take? Probably the Time Warp. Oh my gosh. Maybe the Zimone. I don't even know. Maybe Yahtzee. Oh, they take that? Okay. Well, that's bad. Very bad. Okay, we could lose this game. Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O. This hand was looking so good, and then we lost our Scurrid colony, and with it, I lost my hope. But my hope is just around the corner. Okay, so I just need to find an answer for this arrogant poet. And one of those answers could just be attacking them. Because of Time Warp, I can attack them for 4 a couple turns in a row to catch back up in this race. And they're only gaining 1 damage per turn this way. Come on, Island. I know you're in there. Channel my inner island. Be the flow of the water parting around a obstacle. That's what they call me. They call me the human island. Even though no man is an island. Oh, that's not ideal. I'll just say that much. Okay, well. We can deal with this. We're in good shape now. Burying Books is going to save us. Yes. Okay, I'm at 8. I want to draw Island into a land that can let me cast this. Oh, gosh. Okay, that'll be okay, though. That'll help me deal with this guy. I'm going to chump block. I have never seen the back half of this card cast, ever. I have never seen an Embrose on the battlefield, which is kind of insane, but I've seen Shail all the time. Okay, there's the land that I was looking for a while ago. Okay, I'm gonna get an island. So I have 3, 4, 5, 6. Next turn I can play the Invocation. I've got the ground stabilized. Next up is the sky. I need another Scourge colony. Okay. It's so close. I think just getting the 7/7 out there is correct. I'm at 3. Ooh, ouch. That is not a card that my opponent really wanted to see there. Crime Session is kind of a blank. Okay, that's kind of scary. That makes multiple things lethal. Okay. We'll attack like this. The goal is to get rid of as many of their guys as possible. And not let them chump my 7/7. Sure. Oh, okay, okay. Well. I can also make it so that they can't do anything with that guy. Okay. So if they're at a functional 7, they have to chump this thing. It's too tough. If I find exactly Swamp Poet Squill, can I win? Because I can go for this now. Okay. Yeah. So this is where they end the game by putting this onto the Shail. Maybe they'll be afraid and they'll try to put it onto this guy. That's my only hope. Ugh. One life point off. Oh my gosh, what a game. 1 life point. That's insanity. Was that the game? No. Oh my gosh. That was very, very close. Wow. That was a very close game. Inches. Game of inches, as they say. If I'd had 1 more life point, I would have won. Because they would have gone for that, and I would have just lived at 1. Super close. But we have another couple shots at getting the max win run. Very close game. The game started off about as badly as it could have in terms of the answer they had to my Scurrid colony and me not being good against flyers. But then they stumbled on me for a while, and wow, close game. Very close game. Well, we got a great hand here. Perfect curve out setup. This could be the game that clinches us a trophy to end our Strixhaven career. Land was not a good start. Let's put a swamp and a forest. No blocks. Get an island now. They'll probably see the arena tells, but maybe not. Wow, Arcane Subtraction was a real change for me. I thought this card was bad going in, but it turned out to be great. Cultivator I always loved. Oh my gosh. That would have been scary. Next turn there's a 4/4. They're missing land drops. Wow, this card has been pretty horrific in my experience. I'm willing to trade this guy down for one of their guys. Okay, that's all I've got, opponent. And he ends the format with a 7-1, 1 life point off of 7-0. I'm happy with it. The deck was sweet. We always just had like 3 times as much mana as the opponent because we had so much ramp to get that Yahtzee going. Let's go. So excited. What a run. Great way to send off Strixhaven. I really hope you all enjoyed this draft as much as I enjoyed making it. And I hope you enjoyed all of my Strixhaven drafts. I made a lot of them this time around, and they were all a lot of fun to make. And I hope you enjoyed the journey. And stay tuned for Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. A lot of cool stuff to analyze in that set, even before it comes out, and then once it comes out, of course, tons of draft videos. So if you did make it all the way to the end of the video, remember to hit that thumbs up button to help the video out and show your support for the channel, and subscribe so you get more, can get notified when I post more of my content in the future. You can also support the channel directly via the Patreon at patreon.com/NicolaiBolas if you would like to support me on like a recurring basis. And then I also have recently just made a PayPal link, so if you would like to just donate and contribute to my content that way, then that is another thing that is available, linked in the description down below. So yeah, it's a PayPal thing, so if you would rather support my content that way. All support is appreciated, and even just the fact that you watched my video and enjoyed it and commented with something positive, that is always appreciated as well. And I do thank all of you for doing those great things. It does really make my day to read such a positive comment, and the community really is kind to, I don't know, I feel like I have like the best Magic the Gathering sub community, like community within the community, because everyone's just so kind and positive, and it's super great to be a part of. If you made it all the way till the end of the video, in the comments section down below, leave hashtag Strixhaven Sunset, because this card has a sunset on it, and getting to play that for the first time was awesome. Yahtzee actually blew out multiple cards, which was hilarious. Just like 2 separate times, just completely blew out the opponent with just ability to discard itself. So that was really funny. And hashtag Strixhaven Sunset, because it is the sunset of the format, and also a sunset on one of the coolest cards I got to draft. The Time Warp was sweet. The Yahtzee was sweet. Tons of ramp, like Cultivate, Field Trip, Letter, Quandrix Cultivator, Emergent Sequence. So tons of ramp. Poet's Quill clutched me a couple games. Overall, a ton of fun. And the lessons were good as well. I think I got all the lessons. I got this one. I got this one. This one was really good in the first game. This one was good. I got this guy once. And then I even considered getting the Inkling Summoning at one point. You can also read my articles. You can join the NicolaiBolas Discord server. It's free to join, and it's linked in the description down below. And it's a great time to join when the new format's coming out, so you can talk with people about the cards and stuff like that. If you don't have a local game store opened yet, because of COVID reasons, and you're just looking for a community of like-minded, positive people, the NicolaiBolas Discord server is a great place to go. And they also do drafts with each other, so like they'll like share a screen, and people will chime in, which is really a lot of fun too for the community. But yeah, that's all of my little sign-off tidbits. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed Strixhaven. Let me know your favorite moment of the entire format in the comment section down below. Let me know if you enjoyed this extended little outro thing that I was doing. I never know how many people actually watch till the very, very end. So let me know if you watched all the way to the very, very end. But I really hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed it. Little secret bonus tidbit. I kept track of my stats for the format on 17 lands. And I knew going into this draft that if I went 7-1 or better, that my overall win rate for the format would be 60%. And I love round numbers like that, and so I was even happier to get the 60%. But I wanted to not be results oriented going into the final draft, because I just wanted to have fun and enjoy everything I enjoyed about the format, and I got to do that and get the wins. So it was a little bit of a double awesome stuff that way. So yeah. Really a great draft to close things out. I had a lot of fun. I hope you did too. But that is going to do it for this one. I know I've been rambling a little bit, but rambling is fun. And when I said rambling is fun, I just geared up to ramble some more. And it's great. You folks are great. I hope you enjoyed the video. And I will talk to you next time. See you in Adventures in the Forgotten Realms!